Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football. This is where I break down all the goals in the Premier League. So, using my plus 20 years coaching experience, so you can get a better insight into maybe if you want to become a coach, become a better coach, better player, use some of that knowledge to have another look at the game from a different angle. Today we're doing West Ham versus Newcastle. West Ham I actually think is a solid side. David Moyes is a classic manager in the fact that most people don't understand, because most people don't actually know anything about football. It takes a minimum of 3 years to build a team, right? Some people can do it quicker, the Jose Mourinho's in the world, and the main reason for that is because they spend absorbent amounts of money like Pep Guardiola, and they buy in all the players they can, and they already start on such a high foundation. So because the team's already at a certain period, and then they can buy in whatever they want, they can do whatever. Well, someone like West Ham, for instance, they're not doing that. They're purchasing slowly players, coaching them, doing the right thing. But one of the things that West Ham do is one of the things I used to coach was third man running drill. So as the ball was getting played, you've got a third man running. It's a little bit more complicated than that. I should do a coaching course about it one day, about how the ball pings and the other one's always on the overlap and always on the overlap. And that way you've always got someone to pass to. This is a classic third man running drill here. Boom. There he is. Off he goes. See, what would he normally have? He's played the ball into him. So whoever's played the ball, which is this guy on the run here, now he becomes in motion. As soon as he plays the ball back, this guy becomes in motion, right? And there's certain areas where I'd like, what I normally do, so this guy here, he's passed it to this guy, his job is to get past him. As soon as this guy passes it to him, his job then is to get past this player here, behind him and support him. Okay, sounds weird, but it works, right? And that's what you do. You always go to support the player you pass the ball to. So here we have this wee man here, pass the ball, and Newcastle are quite good in a set-up defensive position, but right here, this guy here, and this guy here, and this guy here have no interest in playing football, because off he sprints past them and no one reacts. He starts to go. You can see it. Yeah, I'm going to go with him. But he's at a full sprint and this guy's dead. So what I mean by dead, he's at a dead standstill. He's dead. He's taken out of the game. And all of a sudden, boom, this guy races past him. Now you're looking to rely on your keeper. But unfortunately, Newcastle's keeper in this case is absolutely terrible. So as he comes in, here he comes. He turns like a glacier moving. First off, I wouldn't... Look, if I'm this goalkeeper's coach, I know how fast this guy is. And it ain't very fast at all. I don't want him coming out making decisions like this, because he can't recover. He is not good enough. Watch how slow this guy turns. It is awful. Absolutely awful goalkeeping. It's just not basic tracking of a run, and it's a simple tap in, and they're up 1-0 to the West Ham. Let's get on to the next goal and see what we can see. In normal Cash fashion, I go back and find another angle with something else I want to talk about. Right, so a lot of the times I talk about how players turn and how their movement is. Right, so all he needs to do, this is his left leg right here. All he needs to do is put pressure on his left leg and run that way. He doesn't, because he doesn't understand that. So he does a little spinny pirouette. You see his spinny pirouette? I talk about this all the time. This is bad football players that do spinny pirouettes because they don't understand their body shape. Spinny pirouette. Doesn't get it. Hasn't been trained how to actually turn and run the other way without doing a spinny pirouette and wasting those 1, 2, 3. Count on those feet movements. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom, foot movements. And he's 2 yards ahead of him because of that foot movement there, because he doesn't know what he's doing. All right, let's get on to the next goal. Okay, guys, now let's have a little look at this because it's very important. You can see again how high this line is. I don't know why anyone's doing this in the Premier League, because the amount of goals that get scored because this defensive line is too high and they don't drop back in a little bit is amazing. Of course, Newcastle floating this ball in. West Ham are trying to play a high line. West Ham are trying to get them offside. Don't know why. It's just stupid. If the amount of times I've covered free kicks or corners, or well, not corners, sorry, but just free kicks where this problem happens. Not only that though, the amount of problems that happen where they don't score. God, it's just awful. So here we go. Trippier's playing the ball in. Bosh, in he goes. Now you can see everyone's starting on the halfway line. On the 18-yard box, right on this line here. Now the reason why this is important. Oh my God, I drew a straight line. Look at that. It's amazing. So when you got someone like Trippier, and every team's got a decent ball player, James Ward-Prowse, someone that can drop the ball into that area. We know that the ball's going to be into this zone here. That means every single player is running this way to smash it into the goal. The defenders are running this way. If you're back here and you're running this way, because you can't put the ball in back here because the keeper's going to catch it, you need to take this space away because it's so deep. This guy's here so deep back here, and they don't do it. And all that happens is simple chaos. Utter chaos. Domph taps it into the box. Everyone's asking for offsides because they're not really sure about how to mark properly, not really sure how to defend properly. They just think that the rules are going to bail them out. They're going to be up high. The ball's going to be a bad ball when it's not. It's a quality ball in, bit of a bounce. Next thing we know, it's in the back of the net. Okay, this is bad defending and bad coaching. If I see my player there, look over his shoulder, recognise that guy's on a run and not go to him, I am screaming at him. Absolutely screaming at him. Look, recognises the run, starts to go. It's not quick enough, mate. You're nowhere near him. So plays a ball in. No one's close enough to challenge him. If you actually look how many players Newcastle have got forward here, they're pretty look, 1v1 there, 1v1 there. He's in the D. You're not doing anything because you're not marking him. I don't know where all the players are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've got 2 off the screen doing nothing. This is why they're exposed. All of a sudden, bosh, ball comes in. Now this is a bit of skill, but look at these 3, completely unawares that he's just going to tap it. Oh, no, go back as well. Look at this clown. Oh, he's offside, ref. Stop sticking your hand up and mark the player behind you. Your man is the reason they score a goal because you're asking for your mum and dad to help you again. Mum and dad, tell him he's offside. He's not allowed to be offside. You muppet. Ball comes across, tap in. If you did your job, played the game of football, instead of yelling at the linesman, you might have stopped that goal. Muppet. Good goal by the, I can't remember this guy's name. He's actually a decent striker. He'll get a little bit better as the season goes on. But Newcastle won't make top 4 this year, so let's carry on to the next goal. This goal, again, I completely put on the Newcastle goalkeeper because he's rubbish at the football. But this is one of those where you get a bit lucky. God, it's a centre midfielder. You love this. The ball comes in. You're just waiting to hit this ball. Take a touch and smash it. Unfortunately, this touch is terrible, and it bobbles and bounces. Now, he's accidentally set himself up to hit the ball, really, really cleanly. Unfortunately, he is bad at the football. You just saw that from his first touch. So then he hits a bouncy shot. He hits it into the ground. Sometimes these ones, though, are fantastic because they can bounce over the keeper or they do cause a problem. Here, it just goes straight in. Keeper's awful. Look, here we go. I remembered this time to actually not say I've finished, but actually look at the next angle. Here we go. You can see that keeper should have had that ball all day long. He could see he was shaping up to take that strike. He could see what he was doing. Look, bump, from that moment there, keeper knows what he's doing. Bump, and he still gets beaten near post by it with a terrible shot into the ground. Bounces twice on the way to the goal. Terrible. And that's one of the main reasons Newcastle won't challenge for the top 4 this season. I'll see you next time, guys, on Cash Talks Football.